Hello.
Hi y'all, welcome to another class. I'm Zoe. Today we'll be doing a little bit of strength and balance. With me I have 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, books always work. And I have a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, a belt or a scarf are a great replacement. So we'll go ahead and get started. I always encourage my yoga classes to start with around 60 seconds of silent reflection. If you want to use that time to meditate, do some opening stretches. Whatever you choose to do during this time, I do encourage taking the opportunity to slow your breath down a little bit. Any outside thoughts about your life outside of this moment, you can just set to the side if at all possible. Noticing how we feel in this space, how the air feels on our skin, how the ground feels beneath us. And maybe taking a moment to lengthen our exhales. Lovely, y'all. When we're ready, we're going to start class today with some gentle movements. So you can keep your eyes closed here. If that was the route you took, you can open them. We're just going to start by rolling out through our neck. So let's bring our left ear down towards our left shoulder. And then just find slow movement all the way through, bringing ears to shoulders and chin to chest. This is not a speed run movement. And then next time chin is to chest in center, let's go ahead and switch the direction of that movement. And then next time chin comes to chest, let's hang out there. Then we'll pick that neck up, our cervical spine, to be in line with the rest of our body. Checking in, head is stacked over our heart is stacked over our pelvis. We're sitting up nice and tall with our shoulders rolled down, back and away from our ears. We'll start today's class in tabletop, stacking our hands underneath our shoulder points, knees under hip points. If this is a lot on our wrists, we can always make fists out of our hands here. Core is mildly engaged and back should be flat enough that you could set an object on it without it going everywhere. And then let's go ahead and take our cat-cows from here. So on an inhale, we'll let our belly fall towards the floor, chest rises, gaze rises. On our exhale, we'll dome our back, tuck our hips, tuck our chin here. Take a few of these to the pace of your own breath and play around if there's any other intuitive movement that feels natural to add in here, maybe circling through the hips, through the neck. Lovely, y'all. Let's take one more set. And let's meet back in a tabletop, neutral spine here. From here, let's go ahead and extend that left leg out long, flexing our foot down towards the ground. And then add a 90-degree bend to that knee. Let's go ahead and circle through that hip. We're engaging through our core to keep us nice and stable here, really relying on that right side to keep us upright. Let's go ahead and extend that leg long once more. Foot is flexed. Let's bring that left foot over to the bottom right corner of our mat here. And then we're just gonna peek over with our neck past our right shoulder. So we have this long side body stretch going on down our left side. Maybe we can feel this in our left obliques, the side of our abdomen, maybe through the neck, maybe through the hip. And then first, let's move that torso back to center, and then we'll pick that leg up, replacing left leg in our tabletop here. Same thing other side. Let's extend our right foot, flex, add that bend, and then circle through that right hip. You're ridiculous. Let's extend that left foot long once more, flexing that foot, and then bringing that right foot over to the bottom left corner of our mat. With our neck, we look over that left shoulder, long stretch down our right side body. Torso and head first back through center, and then our lower limb can rejoin us in our tabletop here. Nice, y'all. I'll meet in a kneeling posture, though. If it's more comfortable for you to be sitting crisscross, you can join me that way instead. I'll go ahead and inhale, send those arms up. Maybe gentle back bend here, side movements. And then we'll exhale, float those hands on down. Let's find some rolls through our shoulders, pinching those shoulder blades together and then driving those arms forward. Shoulders come up towards our ears. We're going to exaggerate this a little bit. We can add a bend to our elbow and do kind of like a train arm movement. Let's go ahead and reverse this. Lovely, y'all. Dropping those shoulders down to their resting position. Let's find our way into downward dog. So finding space between all 10 of those fingertips, grounding onto the mat. We'll step up onto the balls of our feet and then push those hips up and away from our mat. So a couple reminders here. Our heels should be driving towards the mat actively, although if they don't hit the mat, that's all right. And then we should be pushing up and away from the ground through our shoulders, not letting our shoulders kind of collapse downwards here. Then maybe we push our belly towards our thighs just a little bit, but if that's too much for us today, then ignore that. And then we can go ahead and add some pedals and to wake up the hamstring, the long muscle through the back of our leg. Make sure we're breathing. And then let's go ahead and walk, tiptoe, jump, whatever we need to bring those feet to the top of our mat. Checking in that they're about hip width distance apart. We'll take a forward fold, bend in our knees if we need it. Let's let our arms hang heavy and just let gravity do its number on our spine right now. On our next inhale, we'll bring our hands to our shins or thighs. Bring our shoulder blades down, back, and towards each other so that our back is nice and flat for halfway lift, rather. Exhale, let's go ahead and fold out the hips once more for forward fold. Maybe we extend a little bit deeper than we did last time. And then inhale, let's slow roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, till we're in a standing posture. Feet are hip width distance apart. We'll find our head stacked back over our heart, which is stacked over our pelvis. Here we are, standing, nice, tall, and bold. Roll your shoulders down, back, and away from your ears here. Nice. All right, from here, let's go ahead and ground through all four corners of our right foot. We're going to drive our left foot up here so that that knee makes a 90-degree angle. Core is strong to keep us supported. Hands can be wherever they're comfortable. Let's take a breath right here. We'll hold. If you have the wobbles, need to have a wall as an aid, or need to drop that foot and pick it back up, these are all totally fine options. They're welcome options even. And then from here, let's drive that knee up just an inch higher. Hinge at those hips and send that foot back here. We're setting up for a warrior one. So we're gonna be high on those back toes. Front leg is engaged here. We're strong through this quad, strong through our core. Our arms can extend up. Our biceps are parallel with our ears. Alternatively, we can take our hands at heart center, whatever works for you. Lovely, y'all. Let's go ahead and extend into warrior two. Our back foot is going to rotate so it's parallel with the short end of our mat. Our arms are going to extend so they're parallel with the ground, and our line of vision is past those front fingertips. That front right quad and leg is still super strong and supportive. Nice, let's take it to reverse warrior. Flip that front palm towards the sky. Bringing those fingertips towards the ceiling, our back hand can either walk down the length of our back thigh or tuck around the small of our back. How many times did I just say back? Reverse warrior here, we're extending through our abdominals, nice and strong here, finding our power. Beautiful, exhale. Let's cartwheel those hands down to frame that front foot. We come back high on our back left toes. Hands are planted. We'll step both our feet back to take a plank. We can also find that plank on our knees here. Exhale, we lower down belly to mat. Inhale, we rise. We can take upward dog here. We can take cobra. We can take somewhere in between, opening through that chest, bringing our line of vision towards the ceiling here. Nice, y'all. Exhale, pressing back up into our downward dog, hips to the sky. And then walking those feet up until they are at the top of our mat, however it's comfortable for us to get there. Forward fold. Bend in those knees. Inhale, let's take halfway lift. Pinch those shoulder blades together, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slow rise. Check in, feet are hip width distance apart. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Shoulders down and back. Left leg this time is going to be grounded. All four corners, if we can envision it, are glued to that mat. Right leg will lift, so we'll take a 90-degree bend. A 90-degree bend in this knee does not have to mean that we are all the way up here with this leg super high off the ground. This can take just a couple inches. Driving that knee up if we have the bandwidth to do so today. Strong core. Hands are where they're most comfortable. Let's take another breath. Let's drive it up just a little higher. Hinge at those hips and walk that right foot to the back of our mat, setting up for warrior one. Hips are squared forward, front leg is strong. We can extend through those arms to the sky. Nice, y'all rotate into warrior two. Back foot rotates, arm rotates down, arms rather, both of them. Reverse that warrior, palm is gonna face the ceiling, fingertips to the sky, back arm either on the small of our back or down the back side of our thigh. Nice, let's exhale, cartwheel those hands, frame our foot. Let's take that flow again. So we set up for our plank or variation of plank. We'll find our cobra or upward dog variation, and then we'll meet in downward dog. Take your time getting there. Nice, y'all. Gaze to the front of our mat. Walk, step, tiptoe, jump. Feet to meet our hands. Let's just slow roll up from this one. Let's bring our arms up with us as we rise. Meaning mountain pose, Tadasana. We exhale, those hands can float down at our sides. All right, if we have a block here, let's go ahead and grab this. We're gonna start back grounded through that right foot. Left foot comes up here. Strong through our core, maybe flexing that foot to engage. We're gonna have this block, and we're just gonna find some twists through the sides here. So what this is gonna look like is we're gonna twist over to the right, back through center, over to left. If you need a wall or a chair as an aid to lower this foot a little bit, or just to drop it and pick it back up, take whatever variation you need here. Strength and balance, baby, strength and balance. Let's take one more per side. And come back through center, we can drop that left foot. Maybe we roll out that right ankle here. All right, setting those feet back up hip width distance apart here. We're gonna ground again through that right side. We're not done with it just yet. And for this movement, we're gonna bring this block long ways in our hands here. We're gonna extend those arms overhead and then slightly to the right. And then with this left foot, we're gonna step it back almost like we're setting up for Warrior One, where we're high on those toes, but it's only a half step back rather than a full step back here. You see the difference? So we have those arms overhead and slightly to the right, left foot step back halfway. We're gonna inhale to extend, exhale, we're gonna do this standing crunch here. So I'm gonna show this to you from the front. This block comes to the outside of our leg. We inhale to extend. So let's take those at our own pace here to the tune of our breath. Let's take 5 more. 5, 4, 3, strong core, 2, last one. 1, nice work. Let's go ahead and replace that left foot. Again, roll that right ankle out if we need it. Then we can set that block down for just a moment. Feet are hip width distance apart. Last time with this poor right leg. Let's drive that left knee up one more time here. We're not gonna hang out here. We're just gonna send it right back to that Warrior One. Let's bring those arms overhead. Exhale, rotate into a Warrior Two. Let's take it to that reverse warrior. And let's take it to extended side angle. This forearm can meet at our knee. Back left arm extends overhead, or we can walk these fingertips down towards the ground or meeting on a block here. Nice, y'all. Frame that foot. Send it back to plank and take our flow. We'll meet in downward dog. When we're ready, feet with hands at the top of our mat. Slow roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then let's go ahead and focus on this left side body this time. So we'll ground through all 4 corners of that left foot. We've got this block again. Right knee is going to extend here, flexing that foot. We're going to find those side twists. For the majority of the population, the left side is going to be the non-dominant. So if you feel more wobbly here, or like you need to introduce a balance aid that maybe you didn't before, that is totally fine. See, look at me. The halves of our bodies are like sisters, not twins. We are not identically molded beings. Woo. So embrace your wobbles. Know that we're all at different points in our balance journey. Let's take one more per side. Let's replace that right foot, roll our left ankle out. We've got that same drill as last time, holding that block long ways, extending our arms up and then slightly to the left here. Right foot will take half a step back, high on those toes, and we're gonna find those standing crunches here. Let's bring that block down to the outside of our knee here. Knee drives up, core is strong. Let's take 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, y'all. We can replace that block for now. Grounding through that left foot one more time. Let's drive that right knee up and then right back. We're in Warrior One. Hips are square. If you had laser beams taped to your hip points here, they'd be pointed forwards parallel. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And then we'll find extended side angle, forearm to knee, right arm extends. We can also drop that left hand down to the ground or onto a block here. All right, framing that foot, take your flow. Let's meet in downward dog. All right, hop, step, tiptoe, jump, those feet up towards our hands, forward fold. And let's go ahead and slow roll up into standing. We're gonna need a block for this next little set of strength and balance exercises. Setting those feet up hip width distance apart, we're gonna find chair posture. So we're gonna sit our hips back down like we're sitting into a chair. Core will be strong, quads will be strong. We're going to take this block up with us long ways. Another option here is we can take a block and bring it between our thighs to engage the muscles of the inner thighs here into keeping us nice and upright. That'll also in turn help engage the core. Let's hang out here for a couple breaths and then we're going to add some spice in. All right, once we're here, we're gonna pop up on alternating heels. We can revert to that still chair if we need it here. Keep with your breath. One more per side. Then we're gonna come up on both toes at once. Both heels will rise. Ready? Ooh, yeah. Strong core, strong thighs. Let's take 3 more. And 1. If you want to hold here, hold here. If we need to return to those heels on the ground, take 3, 2, 1. Whew. Nice job, y'all. Let's roll those ankles out. Take a breath. Reset for our next portion of class. All right, once we're ready, we're gonna meet in a forward fold. So we'll hinge at those hips first, back is flat, and then we'll round down through the spine protecting that spine in our forward fold. Let's hang here for just a moment. We want to find some side-to-side movement. Catch up with that breath if we seem to have lost it a little bit. And then when we're ready, however it's comfortable, let's make our way down into a seat. I'm going to bring out our strap option for the next little portion here. We're going to do a little bit of still balance, still strengthening, but instead of maybe being a little bit more lower body focused as some of those standing postures were, we're going to be looking right at that core, that rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, and those obliques specifically. That all sounds like a foreign language to you, just means we're hitting the muscles of the abdomen here. So let's start with a boat pose. What we're going to want to make sure we are looking like as we set up. Head is over heart, heart is over pelvis to start. And then we're going to take this straight line like there's a board strapped to that back and just kind of find an angle that's comfortable to us here. Whatever we do, let's try to not too much kind of round through that spine. But instead we're going to keep those shoulders rolled down and back. Even if this is our angle here, or if we can be almost flat, wherever it is between point A and B, keeping that back flat. All right, we've got lots of options here. So we can keep those feet on the ground. I'd encourage arms to extend out parallel to the ground, no matter which variation we take, but if that's not comfortable, find what works for you. Heels can remain on the ground. We can put a block under those heels here, or we can pick them up entirely and maybe even cross those ankles. The lower back that you lean towards the mat, the more you're going to feel this in those abdominal muscles, all right? So let's just start with this variation here, holding for about 20 seconds. Arms are out, keeping that cervical spine and neck nice and tall with the rest of our back. Take 15 more seconds. Halfway there. Hold strong, y'all. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's lower back in through center here. Drop those feet onto the mat. We're going to go through that same variation, but we're going to have an option to add in a strap here. So what that's going to look like, we're going to place that strap on the ball of our feet. We're going to have our hands on either side. We're not pulling in so much here as we just kind of have a loose rein-like grip on this strap. So I'm going to extend my hands out by my sides here, much as we were before. This is just going to help keep everything in line a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and find my comfortable position. Take 20 seconds. We've got 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Yeah, let's drop back to center. Take a breath. And we've got one more boat pose variation that's going to work those abdominals before we make our way onto our back here. So what that is going to look like, we're going to have an individual foot, just one, in that strap. Arms are going to be at that same side position here. Back is still nice and flat. And what we're going to do is have our other foot outside of the strap. And then we're going to practice switching which foot is inside the strap and which one is out. This small movement is really going to engage the muscles of the abdomen. Whew, keeping it strong here, y'all. Back is nice and straight, core is engaged. Let's take 10 more seconds. Take 3, 2, 1. Shoo! Nice work. We'll go ahead and drop our strap to the side. All right, y'all, we're going to make our way onto our back to finish up with some postures today. So we can go ahead and lower on down. We're going to have a bend in our knees so the palms of our feet are still on the mat, and those feet are hip width distance apart. Shoulders, back of the head are glued to the mat. I'm going to introduce a block here, up to you if that's what you want to do. I'm bringing this block between my knees, and then my hands will be glued to my sides beside my glute muscles here. I'm going to move through these glute bridges, So pressing through my heels, core is strong. I'm going to lift those hip points towards the ceiling. Exhale, I'm lowering. Inhale, I'm lifting. Letting the small of the back meet the mat when you lower. Let's take 2 more. Nice, y'all. Then with this block, what I'm going to do, and we can always drop this block at any point and just have those feet on the ground. I'm going to let my feet come a little bit elevated on that block here. Heels are on the block, or I'm sorry, rather, heels are off the block. Balls of the feet are on the block. Hands, shoulders, back are still glued to that mat. We're going to lift up on those toes and lower. Core is strong. Let's take 3 more. Last one. Nice work, y'all. We can put all of our props to the side today. Let ourselves come heavy on the mat. Take a breath and reset. I'm going to find a bend in this left knee only. Right leg is extended, and then I'm going to drop this left knee to the side, kind of making this P shape with my legs, opening through the hips. Bringing left knee through center, I'll extend it long, right knee finds a bend, and we'll open to the right. Right knee through center, both knees find a bend. And let's drop both knees to the left, shoulders are glued to the mat here, lower body twist. Using those core muscles, both knees through center and to the right. Slowing our breath back down. Let's bring both knees through center and extend our legs long here. Hands can rest on abdomen or at the sides. Finding our way into Shavasana, final resting posture. Option to close our eyes or pick a point on the ceiling, let that gaze become heavy. Slowing the breath down. Gifting ourselves a silent gratitude for showing up today. Thanking our bodies for their ability to carry us and sustain us. Let us do the things we love. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, you can find your way to a seat. Thank you again so much for joining. My name is Zoe. I'll see you on the mat next time.